Another morning again inside we had. Plenty things then they happen. I wonder how news again what go here today. But this be small country we had. Anyway, before I go to the wahala now we had, let's just go to my kitchen and check my colors.
Yes, colors. Some man really like for eat in the morning. Some people say them just like when they eat don't sleep. Other people say na the cow they like, especially when them cook the soup or plasas where them like pass all. So now that make we dey bring to you this program wey we call Colres, as we dey look at different story them na the front page and inside the newspaper. So not forget to join we 8 a.m. salon time from Monday to Friday, both Facebook and YouTube. Usai we go bring to una different guests them where they can help for talk about the newspaper. We are channel for the people, the voice of the voiceless.
Another morning again inside we had. Plenty things then they happen. I wonder how news again what go here today. But this be small country we had. Anyway, before I go to the wahala now we had, let's just go to my kitchen and check my colors.
Yes, colors. Some man really like for eat in the morning. Some people say them just like when they eat don't sleep. Other people say na the cow they like, especially when them cook the soup or plasas where them like pass all. So now that make we dey bring to you this program wey we call Colres, as we dey look at different story them na the front page and inside the newspaper. So not forget.
Welcome to another beautiful edition of the program Colres, where they come to you from Weird on YouTube and on Facebook. Thank you very much for joining me this morning inside the program. Well, we want to say the challenge still the on for we reach 100,000. As we talk, when I really don't tire, we don't get 61,343 subscribers on YouTube, where we can say family members, and on Facebook we get 32,000 followers. Thank you very much. When I really try, but for you who don't subscribe or don't follow me, please be ambassador, and by way are you go able for share and tell person why you like this particular channel. Well, today, as always, we can look at the front pages them of the different newspaper before we come to expert, where we will actually come and explain to we waiting or how you see that particular issue there on in your own opinion, waiting in makeup of the particular issue where the newspaper they carry. Well, of course, we start with the first paper for this morning, where now the Provincial Times newspaper. The Provincial Times newspaper, let's just see what it gets. The Provincial Times newspaper get one big banner headline where say APC Alfred Peter Conteh guilty, fined 50 million leos or spend 30 days in prison. They get a picture of Alfred Peter Conteh and Justice Adrian Fisher, and you get U.S. Ambassador, others, all consultative dialogue with Speaker of Parliament. You get resurgence of military coup in Africa is an indication that democracy in West Africa is in crisis. Then you get another headline where they talk about Wolfrad trains 50 women politicians in Makeni, and Cherikoko calls for independent audit of provisional registration figures. We need investment in critical sectors, President Bill tells group of British politicians. This and other story there for you inside the Provincial Times newspaper. And of course, they get the last one where say mystery vessels escorted to Freetown for investigation. This is another story there for you inside the Provincial Times newspaper. And the next pick now the Congo Times newspaper. Congo Times newspaper say contempt of court. Peter Conteh guilty. Get a picture of Peter Conteh. Then you get MNO challenges. You get the Minister of Information and Communication. You get Skyback GM remanded. Then you get IFAD Vice President impressed with project's impact. And you get another one, say female Sierra Leonean engineer shortlisted for international engineering Innovation Prize. This and other story for you inside the Concord Times newspaper. And the other pick for this morning, now the AZ Multimedia, AZ newspaper. AZ newspaper gets President Biochia EU annual political dialogue meeting, and you get donor back out, audit report exposes corruption at Paul School for Blind. You get 15 years old accused of penetrating friend's child, and APC chairman fined 50 million for contempt of court. Immigration office in deplorable condition at Kailaun crossing point. And this and other story there for you inside the AZ newspaper for this morning. And then the next paper we get for this morning, now the New Vision newspaper. New Vision newspaper say 135 MPs for new parliament. President Bio woes UK parliament, and MP summon sports minister orders. Koidu Limited rehabilitates Connaught Blind School. This and other story there for you inside the New Vision. That just gets you now follow now see AZ Multimedia again, because I'm not being projected for a proper one follow now actually see them. Okay, so we go to the next paper for this morning. Okay, we now the Awareness Times, we say Auditor General engage CSOs and journalists, and President Bio addressed UK House of Lords on leadership in troubled time. So this and other story there for you inside this particular paper. The program where you watch right now could rest on YouTube and on Facebook. Now we go this now the story there where we get inside the program this morning. Well, like all time we don't get season, people and where they come and analyze different issues them where they come out of the front pages them of the different newspaper them for the morning. Well, like always, that particular person there they can prepare we could rest for we and serve to we for let we able for enjoy them and get a wonderful day. Well, this person be don't actually appear na the show one time where plenty people be admire him and say yes, this particular person he really know waiting in the talk and we want to talk about. We want them for let it analyze things then. And him name na Edward Mara, in the executive director for the Informant newspaper. Well, because of some challenge with regards to the video, it come in the form of an audio, but you always get them on the screen. And what's important again, now for lay the voice where they come inside, very, very important. Mr. Mara, welcome to the show.
Yeah, thank you very much, my brother, and happy for joining back.
Okay. Now, we go straight to the different issues them where we get inside the paper. Of course, the one them where we see happen yesterday and where we see the newspaper then take up for today, get for do with two big issues then. The one we get for do with the court case, and the other one we get for do with the parliament issue. So the first one will take now the provincial times where say APC Alfred Peter Conteh guilty, fined 50 million or spends 30 days in prison. This judgment of Justice Fisher yesterday, waiting this actually mean for the opposition and for the election?
Well, my brother, I think first of all, this is part of our democratic process. I think say as a country, if we get for build with democracy, we get for make sure we get a very strong, judiciary, so that when people feel aggrieved, then get able to go back and seek justice through the judiciary or through the court. We can recall Alfred Peter Conteh belonged to the APC go court. The first defendant being the former president, Dr. Ernest Bai Koroma. The second defendant now be the outgoing Secretary General Ambassador for the Usman Yansanen. The third defendant now be the APC as a political party. The fourth defendant now be the political party's registration commission with PPRC. That matter been going on for a while, and eventually the court be ruled and then they give verdict on that matter the way Alfred Peter Conteh they win the case. So when you win the case, the court been go further now for take certain, decisions wherein them being, disband the former executive that they were illegal, they were operating illegally, not being constituted, through the legal means. So then be disband the former executive headed by former President Koroma, and then they set up an interim, transition committee where the court be ordered say Alfred Peter Conteh for be, the chairman for that interim committee. The old court also order say let Alfred Peter Conteh give 9 members of union team. They also asked the opposition leader in the parliament, Honorable Cherikoko, for let's give about 12 members in another committee. So the committee they be comprised of 21 people, where Alfred Peter Conteh be the chairman for that committee. But moving along the line, then begin meet, find one, and then begin work towards some of the directive where the court been given. Some of them directive, then they be enough for let them make sure say now them constitute themselves and begin work towards the convention, wherein they get forget the lower election, ward election, constituency election, district election, regional election. Eventually, they get forget the national delegate conference. But otherwise, then they continue with the meetings. Then a lot of things will not happen. We are not going to go into that because of time. We see how the back and forth, confrontation between the secretary to the committee, when Honorable Abdul Kabo, and the chairman, when Alfred Peter Conteh, where sometimes Alfred Peter Conteh can take some decisions, then they go come out with a press release. They can see back Honorable Abdul Kabo, when the secretary to the committee, inside can say decline, say you not be aware of some of their decisions, and they say instead they try for dissociating itself from their actions, then they sometimes do that and they through a form of a press release. So then they always they confuse the public as would have for listen to whether or not the chairman is in press releases the way they come up with or a statement the way they come up with now for listening to, or now the secretary to the committee when Honorable Abdul Kabo. So all of that have been happen that the legal advisor at the committee, where now one of the representatives of Honorable Cherno Majuba, when I be appointed for letting the committee, when I like lawyer Jallo, Amy decides, well, law no continue for day this kind of way. Instead, it look like say the chairman will get it seems for the act beyond in mandate, and then as a result of that, they say me not think say they do the right to. So the best thing we can do, law gonna court, let the court go prove and go determine whether this man the things that we don't do, they get right for do am or not get right for do am. And one of them things then they now when Alfred Peter Conteh be appoint regional chairman, he appoint district chairman then across the country, and he also be appoint constituency chairman then. So this lawyer they say no, Alfred, the directive with the court give you, it not give you the power for let you appoint them people and they. So because of that, the MB also be going to court. Then again, Alfred being go for do sorry a statement of some members then at the party. Then this lawyer also go back again and go to court for get seek an interpretation whether Alfred get right, but also reinstate people in at the party without the 1/3 simple majority where the court be not get directive on. So that was the matter before the court. So let me go to court after several both parties. Then the defense and the plaintiff them don't argue in a court. The judge be says, okay, when I go back, when I continue for work, I will get on to now on this matter. But that delay where the judge been delay, it bring me a lot of tension to a point that he be even be don't begin for undermine the national security. Wherein when one sect of the people, Alfred in people, and go all meet yonder, we see Abdul Conteh, Honorable Abdul Kagbo in your people, and they go attack some of them people, and again where Honorable Abdul Kagbo in your people, and they all meet somewhere. Then we see Alfred young people and by then they go attack. So it may not become a serious security issue where they may find a way for address. So the judge finally been give an injunction, say they don't give an injunction on both parties and APC as a political party that they not for carry on any activities within the Republic of Sierra Leone or even outside the Republic of Sierra Leone in the name of the APC as a political party. Because of that, then we get an injunction from the for about 1 week injunction. When yesterday na finally na the court be rule on the injunction, and also the interpretation where lawyer Jallo bin go seek before the Justice Adrian Fisher for interpret the rules for them. So finally, the judge yesterday didn't get a ruling on that day where it been finally fine. Of course, when you look at the ruling, it's like a win-win situation. There are areas then they way like where the job the other people, let me say Alfred Peter Conteh not get right for sack the people away in appointing at the committee. The judge rules say yes, Alfred get right for sack anybody way in appoint for can Wukuta. If you know able for Wukuta, get right for sacker. So the judge begin that ruling in favor of Alfred. The judge also give the ruling say yes. Whilst we appreciate the fact that Alfred Naina the chairman, but every decision they take in that committee, they again for make sure say we now vote in a simple majority. We mean say that 21 people and they then for sit down and we now all decide now for vote. So the simple majority of the vote cast now then get for determine then your decision now for stand. It's so you self not get right for go appoint a DC chairman then. And also you go appoint by consensus chairman there. They say you not get that right, they not get that mandate. So because of that, the judge say Alfred don't violate the other way in the Justice Adrian Fisher been give it to Alfred Peter Conteh. So as a result of that, then they also find Alfred Peter Conteh, 50 million leones for contempt of court. But again, the 50 million leones is also alternative. Either pay the 50 million leones or go 30 days imprisonment. And also, where now one of the key catchments into the ruling, where people do not see much, where and then they see media assessors, they discuss that aspect. Then and the area we get for do would say, Alfred need for right within 7 days for tell the court the actions they are, why do them, whether it's justifiable based on explanatory with an affidavit, whether the decisions were done in a genuine way or not in a genuine way through an affidavit. If you do that, then it means the judge also gets a discretion for discharge Alfred, both from the 50 million fines and also from the 30 days imprisonment. So Alfred is at liberty now within this short notice where the judge don't give for a reply back. So it's possible that not get for pay the 50 million, it's possible that not get for go the 30 days imprisonment as directed by the judge, because the judge also don't give an alternative as what he look forward to for Alfred Peter Conteh do, where it will make, it not go pay the 50 million loans, or it not go also go the 30 days imprisonment. So it was a victory for democracy.
Let me look at going forward. Because one of the things where the judgment say now that when they talk about, simple majority, now where all the 21 man they vote, yeah, and then you get one set where they above the other one, and a simple majority according to the judgment, right?
Exactly.
So now,
exactly.
And
that catchment they been done confuse a lot of people.
Yes. Because even Peter Conteh they try for tell we say even if now 7 or 9 man of young people they meet up and then they vote, that they the simple majority can come up. But that the court don't say no, not to the right way down there. Now we own all 21 votes and then we get simple majority. The one that way win in terms of more votes, now then they get the decision. So now let's look at going forward. Alfred Biondon they always complain say whenever they call meeting, the honorable members them and other people them not they attend the meeting. So you see this particular thing will begin to happen back. Whereas they will call meeting, Alfred will decide for say no, we say for they go meeting, something like that. You see that they come because now they want to get a simple majority. But if that set no go or this set no go, it will get for tell on them back. When mean say no voting no go on and no decision no go take. You think say then will go to that point say oh this time around then will begin for work like one team and move them party forward?
Well, you see, the fate of the APC lies in their own hands, and I think say the judge is very clear on this. The judge make them easy for the party. They say the simple majority now on 21, and when I for make sure say any time when they call meeting, or Alfred Peter Conteh, we they call meeting now. They say instruct the secretary. When you instruct the secretary, 24 hours before the meeting, you instruct the secretary, let the secretary inform every member of that committee, when I then 21, let inform everybody. I said the secretary for use that day for doing through every means so that it will reach to them people and they reach out to them people and they for attend that particular meeting day. I say when they meet, now the decision will come from. I say, and in case some people not able for attend that meeting day and they want to take a very critical decision, I say they can call in a phone. I say they can call in a phone, they can call in a through text message, they can use, I say they for use any means for reach out to them people and they. So it's in a situation where would they wait and see, because what's in the happen right now na the APC party when at the starting reality. Now the fact that the party is divided and the party is divided by faction. They get the former executive faction headed by the former president and the Secretary General Basodopore and the young faction. You know, you get also the Big Six faction. You also get the Sambua Kamara faction. You also get the Alfred Peter Conteh faction. You also get one of the burning, issue again within the party. Now, it also get to do with the Samsmana faction.
So since you talk about the Samsmana faction, the question I will ask you now, waiting at the faith of this, because now then they set up 5-man committee for look at all pending, issue them in the party we get for do membership. So meaning, in fact, the court me don't tell we yesterday say the decision where then take for reinstate Sam Sumana not work at all, not to the right way that they go. So now that they set up 5-man committee where we look at all membership, unresolved membership issue. What do you feel say lies, or what do you feel say would be the faith of Sam Sumana? Since them be already done reinstate Sam according to Peter Conteh, and now they say no, it not work, it not legal, and then for go through this procedure now.
Well, you see, like how the judge say, when you look at an institution like that, the judge will give directive will be very clear that them for go. Now, one of the orders that the way the judge they say them for go resolve unresolved membership, where a very key as part of the judging directive. Alfred been take that decision in a meeting where say them get a quorum, but the quorum let me talk about that the 8 meet and the 7-man they take the decision which he thinks say be the quorum and which is not the quorum. The quorum has to be the 21-man voted and they get a simple majority. So when he may take that decision, the judge say no, not to that quorum will be take that decision where Alfred they claim now they get the authority. So because of that, the judge now don't make it very simple for them. Say, okay, now I they set up now a separate committee when are 5, with then your responsibility now for make sure say they go resolve all unresolved membership. And I they look forward say when them 5 people and they go resolve on unresolved membership, any side and get challenges, obviously they get for going to vote. If they go into vote, they must get a simple majority among that 5 days because it's not possible for almost all the 5 them votes, in favor. It must get 1 or 2 way them go against, or you must get like 4 way them go say yes, no, we want them people about for count. And the issue of the unresolved membership now the APC is not all about the Samsmana. Samsmana is the elephant in the room, which is everybody's just the focus on. But you have many hundreds of the party folks where they also be agreed, where on the party expel them, where on the like then Tamba Sandi, when are the current chairman for C4C, and many other people like Igona Kambia district, for example. The 4 NGC members, the right members of parliament when are from Kambia district. These were APC strong members where they feel aggrieved, during the last election, and then break away, then go join the NGC, and then win the seat in the constituency. Today, they are in parliament under the NGC, but these are established as APC members the way they left because of them feel aggrieved. So all of them people and the way you consider all of them, not only them part of the country like Kono, like Konadugu, many parts of the country, you have people away, the party don't decide and say, no, this, if we get to win this election, we get to make sure we'll bring everybody on board. So this judge making for them very simple. All what they need now, then 5 people are now, then get for go back for the interest of the political party and do the needful, because politics is about number. You know, now you see recently where President Bio, you know, he travel all the way going to Cambia. He go meet the Ukela family with a cola. He say they are income for come talk to the Ukela family, let them talk to them picking, do a let come back home in party. We mean say a wanna let Ukela come back na the SLPP. So for President Bio and the SLPP is about number. So if then they go out for number, then they look out for people where they want for bring come into the party. I think say APC for able to forget sense now and learn from that, say not to turn this for drive people in the party, but not turn this now for bring people in the party. So I hope say the five-man committee they go do justice to the party, especially the grassroots of the party, when they get the party, or let them deliver justice by bringing everybody on board, irrespective of people and personal interests. We have been highlighted earlier on that the party is divided along different lines in a way they don't bring coming a big division at the party. So now a very serious thing, and I'm hopeful that the five-man committee will do the needful.
In as much as the fifth of the APC, they strongly na the hand. But as a journalist, we don't follow this case. Stay to this point where it is right now. In your own opinion, in your analysis, what do you see?
Well, what I see, APC, if not be careful, I'm seeing them back, losing the 2023 election. They say a house divided cannot stand. They lost the 2018 election for several factors. You get over 28 flag bearers, where then declare, then campaign all over the country. They are influential aspirants there from different parts of the country. Like you talk about Almami Pepito from Cambia, it's very influential. You talk about Dr. Kefala Mara from Konadugu and Falaba district. You talk about the JFK Fijiral from Western area and also Bombali. You talk about Bonosise. All of them people and be them campaign vigorously across the country. They spend billions of leones. And then they went into election. Guess what? Then go into election, somebody will not declare. Somebody will not to be a VV member of the party. Will join 3 months to join the party, 3 months, to the convention. When they declare, they say not to politician. He left all of them people who would spend so much money. They go and pick somebody now where nobody will be even sabi. Where you just say now, you just a faceless politician. Nobody will be even sabi before. And the flag bearer. Then they been lead to a complete, disgruntlement within the party that wherein people and they say, so okay, if we not be forget and say, if any of we not be getter, okay, we the 5 main contender then they are out of the 28 aspirants, then if any of them be get answers, sometimes it be for be justifiable in the sense that the other candidate then will say yes, there was justice, being done. That despite that me not get on, but me company all campaign together and get on. But in a case like this, somebody no campaign, campaign, that this person, declare, and this person is saying not to politician. 3 months to election, how you go give symbol to this person, say, go pick and say, now the flag bearer for the party. So then they've been bring the problem. So moving forward, you look at the faction what they talk about now, say if the APC not be careful, it will be difficult for let them win the 2023 election. Now, the fact that, let's take Kono, for example, 2018, the APC lost because of Kono and Cambia districts. Go back to the statistics. If you remove Sam Smana at the party, Sam Smana go through the ECOWAS court, blah, blah, blah. No one for going to all them court ruling and then a winning case. You understand? After when the judiciary of Sierra Leone don't deny justice, they go back, they go to the ECOWAS court. ECOWAS court go rule, say yes, this man was sacked illegally. This man, the government of Sierra Leone for compensate over $200 million and all that. So he came back, he said, okay. And still then one said, no want him again. We might form a political party. They form a political party. Guess what? Out of the 10 seats in Kono district, they win 9 seats. if you look at that 9 seat statistics, then they for don't able for tell you say the APC before don't get a victory even inside corner vote because they just needed 18,000 votes for let the SLPB before the APC before don't win the 2018 election, just 18,000 votes. So let's look at corner now. Sansman are able for go pull 9 seats, the C4C, then win 9 seats out of the 10 seats. Then there is a slap on the APC. Logo na Cambia district. Out of 5 seats, the NGC take away about 4 seats. We're watching that statistics there. That 4 seats alone SSF were not able to make the APC win the presidential election. But these are some of the things that went wrong. And then now this then is also they fail for address. And at this then seems not seems for be committed for address because of ego, because of personal interest, because of vendetta, because of grudge, because of malice. A lot of things that happen within the party, the APC party, where it's really difficult. Now, unless somebody will really understand the dynamics of this country and the voting pattern we come from presidential election. Now you know go able for look at APC, you they understand say no, these people they are not serious, they are not ready, and they are not prepared for 2023 election. So that's the sad reality. And I think this is some of the things we have to begin to tell the politicians because, for we democracy to grow, to flourish, we need an overhaul, political participation, both political line, because now SSF now democracy now for start within the political parties themselves. Because if let somebody can say in the run the country in a power, now because the internal democracy now in party first. Now they force enable for create an enabling environment for let flourish, for let everybody participate. So if we get them structured then they're the same power regime back don't transcend to the APC as a political party where people are not ready to provide a level playing field, for let them sit down and get and make sure say everybody come on board. They let them put the box. Who that popular, let prove and to the box. But if you begin find a way now for massage the situation, for try for this franchise certain people and that means you are not finding a solution to the winning of 2023 elections. So that's the main problem.
And I think you make some sensitive points in way if at all then they listen with open mind, then we're able to address the issues there so to the best of their ability and within the shortest possible time because anyhow we be then still get some small time for let them handle their business then. Let's go to the next issue where basically now two big issues then they are the paper them this morning where I will go come inside late. I will go basically get issues they don't deal with and one of the other issues big of yesterday now the fighting in Parliament where they say take them out, Clark orders the Sierra Leone police. Sorry. So look, this is not the issue where happened yesterday. Also we see, the Salon police being okay. In the first place, we see inside the member of parliament them, being decide for to things against themselves yesterday, physically inside parliament, based on one particular, instruments where they be one for lay, we get for do with the PR system on local council, the regulations them. All of them things then the opposition been say it not being too cool for the layer yesterday, but it's after way arguments be done between opposition and the leader of government business. Speaker been say waiting and they talk not make any sense because they not even lay the thing yet. Let them give chance to the layer. The opposition been come and say no, they need for listen for them make them point. Speaker say no. So the problem begin and then we still say police car inside and the direct member of parliament and are gone yesterday. So as a journalist, you watch this whole thing yesterday. As you watch something like this, now your phone, on a television, waiting be the play in your mind as a journalist, critically?
Well, me brother, yesterday I almost shed tears and I feel shame, I feel embarrassed. And as a Sierra Leonean, I think yesterday was the worst day for me, looking at our parliament, wherein people that we call honorable members of parliament, they are reducing themselves to a point that they ask yourself the question, where will they go as a country? So like yesterday, I was really disappointed. And I also, get a big international media platform yesterday. A lot of my colleagues from other parts of the world where will be discussed. We have this network of African journalists. So the thing it became a discussion in our forum. And my colleagues were bashing at me. Oh, Edward, what is happening in your country? Are you guys now, you have turned your parliament to a battlefield? So I've been a little bit shame, and I've been struggle along the line to convince these of our African friends, that the situation in Sierra Leone is just a situation where we are trying to manage, because this is a growing democracy, and I believe say if we therefore go on with the democratic process, the rule of law should be the supreme body. Making keep on saying that nobody is above the law, and until we understand that, this country not going to make progress in terms of the governance of the state, in terms of the justice system, in terms of human rights, because the fundamental, point of democracy, aspect of democracy, is the rule of law, which is key and which is supreme. What happened at Parliament yesterday is just that people are trying to create a situation like, say, this Sierra Leone is a jungle state. And Sierra Leone is not a jungle state. Sierra Leone is not a jungle state. Sierra Leone is a democratic state. In 1991, we had the opportunity by the former head of state and President Joseph Saidu Momo that ushered in a multi-party democracy, which was a big opportunity for this country after we don't go through one-party state for many years. And when at that time, 30 years ago, if we be serious as a country with our democratic process, believe me, my brother, by now, therefore they consider Sierra Leone to be one of the most democratic states in Africa. Today, when people they make mention about Kenya, when people they make mention about Ghana, they say that it's not a magic, then people are then play for make sure say the democracy they at that peak, who said and they would begin admire them. We saw the days of Obama. Obama, when he was president of the United States, there are specific countries he visited. He visited them not because of they get a passionate relationship with them, but because he visited them because of their democratic credentials and the progress where they don't begin make for promote democracy across the continent, like Kenya, like Senegal, like Ghana, and this by all standards. Now because they don't build the credentials where they don't begin attract the U.S. administration at the time, and today they don't begin build on the democracy. Yesterday, it was just a simple thing that people fail to follow the law. It's simple. You want for a table, a bill in a parliament, we all know, you get for make sure say first, it go through Gazette. It has to be gazetted. It has to be brought to the government bookshop so that the ordinary man, me way so I can go to a bookshop na Wallace Johnson Street, I go buy them. I go meet my mama in a village in a Kabbalah. I explain, tell and say, now so the one for begin do. What thing will be you on point on this year, mama, if you don't for do it. So that ancestor will get an idea. That is where the participation should start. Now the participation for start. We have our members of parliament, which I agree. But when we begin to flout the procedures, it means we are not making progress. So the procedure could have been that, yes, Minister Attorney General to the government printing department, blah, 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 they do all of these things, then gazette, they bring in a bookshop, people get access to them, then begin read them, people then begin understand. Then from there now, then go and lay on a parliament. And when they lay on a parliament, then from there now, it becomes a topic of debate now for members of parliament, for let them debate this bill in the interest of the people of Sierra Leone, not in the interest of a political party. And we say we don't begin get too self-confused and we mess up around with the democratic process. Now the fact that most members of parliament who they see today, they don't use this 77K, they don't use that, they don't abuse that, they don't misuse that, that the loyalty lies within their political party. And that is some of the areas, if we go for begin talk about with constitutional review, we go for begin talk about amending our laws. These are some of the clauses we for remove from this parliamentary proceedings under this 77K, where they tell you say you loyalty more for the to political parties when the political parties they try to bring certain things in a parliament. So what happened yesterday? Now the fact that those procedures were not followed, and the Deputy Minister of Justice, Mr. Alfred Peter Conteh, went to Parliament to lay this bill in Parliament. Then the opposition were arguing that no. we're not against what you don't count, but what would they say when I follow the procedure? First of all, let this bill go first and I go gazette them. And then when it don't be gazetted, now later on they will be brought to Parliament, they will be laid before Parliament, they will get the opportunity for debate time. And this was just something that it was with it law, and it's also always the case before taking bills to Parliament. And because it was not followed, we see the chaotic nature how Parliament was yesterday, to a point that properties in Parliament were destroyed. Where are we heading? It's a shame, my brother. In a way, we talk to some of them here. People know the negative effect of what happened yesterday. Now, only when they follow the international news or you belong to big international media forum, then they discuss your country in that negative way. Then you begin only the bow down. You head with shame, like what happened to me yesterday when my colleagues were bashing at me. It reduces your dignity as a Sierra Leonean in the face of the international community. So this is something we hope that it should be corrected, and not to the first 10 this, not to the second 10 this, under this particular regime that will go for stopper. Otherwise, we are blackmailing ourselves as a country to the international world that we are not serious with our democratic process and we are not ready for democracy.
So this happened just a few days after where the international community, the diplomats, engaged the Speaker of Parliament on governance issue, on the opposition and plenty of other things then, So whose message now? In as much as yesterday you feel embarrassed, you bow your head in shame as you've been discussed with your international colleague them. But now, waiting this, whose message this again they send? So we donors them, the international partners them, when they follow with democracy, we want to make sure say good governance actually they in place in the country. Whose message just few days after when they don't engage the speaker on similar issues them of their nature?
My brother, Mark tell you, this is not secret. This is not secret. This is the time we say will not see us. This country will not see us. Sierra Leone then election a cost we get, like say a cost. And I mean, sometimes you can blame the religious leader. It's not about going around organizing them boku, crusade and this and that, una collect money and people and una do a lot of dancing and all that. This country needs deliverance from the religious leaders. And that's why sometimes, for me, at the beginning, for lost respect for the interreligious Council of Sierra Leone. When we had the war, we had the 11 years war, and we know the role where the interreligious council been play for make sure say then talk to the RUF for see reason why we need peace and why we come back together as a country after 11 years of massive destruction. I covered the TRC process from the beginning to the end. If you look at the TRC report, the government of Sierra Leone, the TRC come up with 416 recommendations, Nibora. These are recommendations where the TRC bring forward, of addressing all the issues then will lead to war and which will go through the war and what can forbid the after effect of the war and how to address all of them things and day. Believe me, my brother, I can tell you say out of that 416 recommendations, the government of Sierra Leone now only about 22. Now the government of Sierra Leone don't implement. So the rest of 380 something is just lying there. Nobody even think about that stuff. When we get for begin freedom as a country and realize say we have been overtaken by other countries where we not able for look at the situation and they say we get for go back to the drawing board, Lord try for correct yourself as a country. What happened yesterday show it make the international community don't lost trust in we as a country, that we are not serious, that we are not ready, for democracy. And I can tell you, I have a lot of friends that are diplomats, and one of them invite me about 2 weeks ago to a lunch, and we had lunch, and after lunch we are sitting there privileged conversation for 1 hour, and he asked me a lot of questions, because he wanted to get my own views on governance issues in Sierra Leone. And I know some of the things he said to me, you know. Then after the meeting, I been to go now, you know, I get a mixed up mind saying, if some of these things are coming from the diplomatic community, you know, in a way of, you know, I mean, investigating, because sometimes when diplomats want to investigate certain things, you know, they just, I mean, invite you to lunch. I mean, during the discussions, they get a lot of information. So you see how they are concerned about we country. So in the general analysis, I tell you, say, we get for be careful. My own fear is, let this with too much politics not lead we to another war. And I'm saying this because we're not able to learn it. I'm saying this because what the TRC came up with the recommendation, they were not able to implement it. I say this because we not even learn, say, when we had the special court, I also covered the special court from the beginning to the end. I know how the trials went. I know how people came to testify. We know what happened. Up to now, some of our brothers, they are still at Rwanda serving their sentence. We up after, is it Sierra Leone? I don't begin saying Sierra Leone if I brigade country, you know. You all like say, wait, then I host. I say, hey, they say fire, when I call fire force, when I call fire force. As then car with the fire force car, then hot to the fire, and that is the end of it. Then go back, then go park it, then Montana, then compound, and that will be the end of the operation. So this is how this country is currently being run. You know, institutions only act when there's a problem. We don't prevent our problems. We don't prevent things from happening. We look at the laws, we break the laws with impunity.
So in other words, the country not proactive, they just reactive. They don't react to things.
Now reactive method. Look, some of these things where they happen. These are laws. For God's sake, you know, nobody need for tell you what you're supposed to do. It is in the law. And our constitution, the 1991 constitution, is our Quran, is our Bible, is the Alpha and the Omega in the governance of our country. Why is simple, for God's sake? Why we not able for land to follow the law? Why we not follow the law? If we follow the law, believe me, my brother, this country will be one of the best countries in the world. It will be one of the most unique countries. It will be one of the countries on paradise where people then go look at. Look at Qatar. What is happening in Qatar? Being one of the most richest economy world today, where all man they are why they don't go host World Cup. Now magic, it's not magic. What in Qatar get? Not to oil. Then we get about 16 minerals. 1 pound of oil there among. Then 7 million people, 8 million people. We cannot feed ourselves. We cannot clothe ourselves. We cannot. Education is going down the drain. The system is collapsing. The agriculture is down. The tourism industry has collapsed. The whole sector is just been, you know, we look at the team, but you know, like sometimes when some of they travel out of the country, you want people, you know, go again. But you know, if some of you back not come, you know, and say some of these things, and we all allow things to go like that, obviously, my brother, even if you do oversee, like we said, the understand now. You act not go ever cool if you wake in the morning there say a demonstration the free on today shop don't lock the nip and Lucianda or McKinney the demonstration or Kenny Made on this and you know go ever please because one you say go there even if you have the money my brother your family members are here they are here you understand your relatives and then you know go ever get peace so why can't we do the right thing and make our country a better country where we all will enjoy as Sierra Leoneans and we will be proud of. Somebody was telling me the other day, the first student, you know, of Kobe College. Look at what in that happened. They study here. They went to you know Nairobi. Then they can't take it. They can't go to Nairobi. Nairobi today, one of their teaching hospitals. They are doing heart transplant, everything. The guy that is behind all of behind the vision. Now from Fobe College, now be the first students he come off from outside can study in Fobe College. He went. He has used his knowledge, his intellectual ability, everything. And see the contribution we don't make. Look at Ghanaians. Then today, Ghanaians, majority of the educated ones from Ghana, they got their education from Sierra Leone. They go to the Banjul, they go to Nigeria. educated ones then are from there. Look at Nigeria, they now have over 150 universities. How much universities do we have? Now, we getting about 6 to 7, I don't know, but I think about 6 or 7. But the point is, I want to drive home, what's wrong with we? Is it that we cannot do it as Sierra Leoneans? And I think say enough is enough. We have to go get over this kind of situation and tell our politicians that they own the people of this country and apology. Like what happened yesterday in the Parliament, the Parliament of the Republic of Sierra Leone, through the Speaker of the Parliament, they have to come back to the public and apologize for the unfortunate situation that happened yesterday. Because this is a slap on our democracy, it's a slap on the rule of law, and I think they not get any space in the democratic dispensation of Sierra Leone.
All right, we don't come to the end of the show. In just 2 minutes, let's just ask you this question from the New Vision. Then get a publication where the pool today we say 135 MPs for new parliament. In other words, then they add the member of parliament. Waiting this go mean for the economy.
I tell you, now this are they say. I don't know whether we need to think. I don't know whether we are thinking or we are not thinking. That's the confusion me don't find myself. Look at the economy of Sierra Leone. It's sad. It's sad.
So in other words, these people, the politicians, they only think about the next election and how to get more votes when they want to get things on their own. But they not think of how to drive the economy for the betterment of the people.
Exactly, my brother. That's the fact and that's the reality and that's the point I'm coming from. What's in the apple? So just imagine we don't put more pressure on our economy. We had 124 MPs currently. They were group allowances, sitting allowances, fuel allowances, then salary, then whatever allowances, all they are getting. This is coming from the taxpayers' money. And we are so surprised.
Add another 11.
Yes, we don't so surprised with budget that the country is now starved, that we cannot meet with most of our obligation in terms of development, because the bulk of the general revenue now they raise now, everything they go into salary. So we're not able to do much of development currently. We're not to undertake any intensive capital development because all what the government raise right now, it go to salary. That's the problem I have with the current administration. The agenda for the new direction was a novelty when they came in. Some of us, I read both manifesto, the APC manifesto, the SLPP manifesto. Mm-hmm. When they talk about the economic wastages, something was where they catch me eyes. And I've been thinking, say, if this government before can be and really work in that kind of agenda, be manifesto, be say yes, let them tighten the bolts then, and all the leakages, let them stop all that day. I think say we'll not for on this current state of economic austerity where it don't hit the whole country.
But then they say we're not going to austerity yet.
Nobody no need for tell you whether we're in the state of austerity or not. The government will not come out to tell you that. But as far as I know, as I'm sitting as I don't matter, I'm under economic austerity because I cannot even afford on a daily basis to fuel my vehicle. So now we left that side. The average Sierra Leoneans, everybody knows that we are under economic austerity based on the prevailing economic hardship in the country. What me be expect from the administration? That manifesto that they talk about of stopping the leakages and all that. If we don't can be, but instead of when they come, then do that. What they can do now? They can then create bloated salary in wage bills, for party support people or that when they appoint all over this place, give them all kind of facilities. And now you get for undertake what a development project there. Now you look at the revenue. How many mining companies do we have? Are we exporting? The reason today our dollar is almost going to $2 million per $100 is the fact that we are not exporting. We say we get foreign exchange. This simple economics analysis will tell you that when you export, you bring in foreign exchange. But if you don't export, we say we get foreign exchange. Are we selling anything? So we are not.
We feel same by way how we auction dollar and the only way that they for rescue the economy.
That are the worst ever in the history of mankind. that a bank governor can think that way they and come say, okay, man, auction the dollar. We auction the dollar, whose impact it creates? The impact we create, the more losses, the banks then come in, individual then go through the banks, they then buy the dollar, they then keep on the houses, and now there's no foreign exchange. So this is not the way to run the economy. You know, I'm not an economist, but this is just simple logic and simple understanding that you don't do that in an economy where you are not exporting much. You know, the economy is not booming. And now the small revenue now what they get from Wataki, you know, what they get where NIA they collect, this and that. Now it's like what you collect today, now you go spend tomorrow. What you collect tomorrow, you spend money for next tomorrow. What you collect next tomorrow, you spend money the other day.
Now that you know the story of things fall apart. You know, is you wait to get for the day it I done. Remember the next day you can it I done.
That is the situation we are finding ourselves, and that's the situation we have dragged ourselves into, because otherwise, me not think say this country for begins to run now, and the average man will begin to talk about buying rice at the cost of 555,000 for a bag of rice. It's not fair to the people of this country, and I think politicians have to do more. With this new situation not add, we don't go now to 35. Believe me, me brother. Again, for put more pressure on our economy, and I think it's not the best way to go. These things we are done based on political interest, party interest, and because some people think that the more seats they got in parliament, the more they will be powerful, you know, in parliament when their party is in power.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, my brother.
I appreciate your time with me, and the analysis then always sensible, sensitive, and a lot like educational forum we can add qualified with where we get analysis from Edward Mara. Thank you very much. Even when you get a very busy and tight schedule, even when you decide where you don't know too okay, but you still make time for even for serve you people. Then we appreciate you. God bless you. Get yourself a wonderful day.
Thank you.
And I'm now Edward Mara, the executive editor for Informant newspaper, which joined me inside the program. Well, now that's all the left for now for today. Until we meet again inside another beautiful edition of the program. Rest. For say God bless we country Sierra Leone and God bless we all. Thank you very much for you don't join. We thank you very much for you don't subscribe. Thank you very much for you don't like. If you don't like it, please now for do so and share the program so more people will get more information. It's not about shouting, but to get the right information for conscientize you, for put you in the right sense of mind. So until we meet again, I want to say thank you very much. My name is Ernest Bai Koroma, the freedom fighter.
Another morning again inside we had plenty things then they happen. I wonder how sneeze again what go here today. But this be small country we had. Anyway, before I go to the wahala now we had, I just go to my kitchen and check my colors.
Yes, colors. Some man really like for eat in the morning. Some people say them just like when they eat don't sleep. Other people